chances that I missed. Some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist. I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I have today.
Good morning. This is 1100 WSG. I'm Peter LaVern. This is one street over. You know what you're doing if you're here. We've been doing this for a while. We appreciate you doing this. This is an opportunity to let you know what's happening one street over from where you live in here in Robertson County. And absolutely one of my favorite visits is with Willow Oak. And that means Lacie Beu's in the house.
Aw.
And you brought Denise Rostan Haley.
I did.
And did I say it right?
You
Okay,
did.
you got to get on that microphone. We had this
did.
problem
Good
last
morning.
time. You're so funny. But I'm going to get you to put that mug down so we get that out of your face there. So you just retired. So you're like, what day is it? I don't know, right?
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday always.
Every day is Saturday.
You're so funny. My friend that just retired, she says, the alarm clock goes off and I think, do I want to get up or don't I?
Yeah, that's
she goes,
the truth.
she goes, and I don't even really set an alarm clock anymore. I just turn over and go, oh, it's this time. I may just go back to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, you're so funny. That's great. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
And Lacie, I didn't properly communicate with you Monday that it was just fine that you had to turn around and take care of Sweet Ollie because Bill Jones, he lives over the hill from here. And it gave us a chance to catch up because Bill and I, we haven't really talked a lot this summer. And so we just kind of visited. So you
Awesome.
you got to be mama first.
That's so sweet. Thank
Yeah,
you.
well, she was on the schedule Monday, and we had a little child snafu, possibly sick. Had to go pick him up, and he
Just
was
a little
fine.
emotional.
Yeah, it happens. Welcome.
So glad to be here.
I'm so glad you're here, and I knew you'd probably bring somebody with because we're going to do an hour because United Way is out today, so that gives us an hour just to kind of catch up. And there's a lot to catch up on.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There is a lot.
Because you got your big park thing coming, the art in the park, all that.
Park thing. That big park thing.
I'm sorry, Nuzetta's going to be
No.
like, really, LaVern? The park thing?
No, that's what she says too. She's like, what are we doing this year?
Well, good. I'm glad I'm not in trouble.
Oh, no.
So, but welcome. And just real quickly, thank you to all the emergency personnel that helped with our mock wreck yesterday. Our HOSA group, Miss Pam Likens up at Greenbrier. I kept saying over and over, you're going to see all this emergency equipment going into Greenbrier. There's nothing wrong. It's pretend. And they did an excellent job. One of the Life Flight helicopters came in. I don't think it was Life Flight. It was like an emergency evac helicopter came in. And today, Greenbrier is getting a visit from WKRN, and you're just going to have to wait to see what all that's about. But it's just been like, this is the first full week of school, and I'm like, it's just crazy. But I'm here.
They're geared. They're ready.
Man, I'm telling you, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
What was the mock trial or the mock wreck about?
To emphasize the what can happen when you are distracted driving, and it was set up, the whole scenario, there was a fatality, and then somebody evacuated by, helicopter, and then the person who caused the wreck was arrested. It's just to remind kids there are consequences.
Right.
And, they had the kids that are there at the school do the acting, and it is a powerful thing when the kids really look at what's going on and you think there's consequences, real consequences,
Right.
And so, I think when they saw them pull the sheet over the student's face that was pretending to be the death, it was like, whoa. And then when they arrested the young man that caused the wreck, there was applause, and I thought, y'all understand that, but the ramifications of those things, and I think they just don't. And we still just text and drive and do all the things, and
Adults too.
I'm talking
We're
to
all
me.
guilty. Me too.
I'm talking to me. I say I do it at a stoplight.
They're clapping because that was some accountability. They felt that.
Yeah. So
Yep.
anyway, thank you. That's what a mock wreck is. So there's all my stuff. It's all unpacked. Your turn.
Oh, I don't even know where to start. Where do you want to start? The art thing? No, I'm
The
just
art-
kidding. I'm just
the
kidding.
park thing.
The park thing.
Well, let's start with Denise, because you said, okay, you just recently retired, And but there's so much that you've planned that's here, and so you kind of know all the things. And what's all that? Because she's, Lacie was saying you can't retire; you're still going to stay involved.
She's proof.
Well, right, yeah.
She's still in the group chat.
Yeah, I know. I don't want him to take me out of that.
Yeah, well, I no longer work at the church as a staff member. I'm just, a volunteer now. But I didn't want him to take away my staff email. I said, can I still get the emails from y'all, know what's going on? Because I miss my little community there. So you're part of the little community, and it's hard to step away from that.
Well, those IT people are sweet. I bet they let you keep it, didn't they?
Well, they just put my regular email on there.
Okay.
Because anyway, it's new, but I am still in the loop. I feel like.
There you
sort of.
go.
So it's nice, but I know how you feel. I know how you feel when you step away from a community that you're, accustomed to, and you feel family with. So
And I'll still be instructing there, so it's not it's not a complete break, and I may be subbing for my replacement too, like when she goes on vacation.
okay.
So
That's cool. That's cool. But you teach all things, right?
I do.
Yeah, you
Well,
don't
I
just-
know I don't teach all things. I teach fiber arts and
Okay.
occasionally painting parties, and I facilitate a writers group. It's the Scribblers Society.
Scribbler Society.
Yes.
Oh, see, that's the one because I'm a writer, and yeah. See, I know I need
Fun.
to. We've had this conversation a lot. I probably
Speaking of accountability.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
I've got
I'm
so
just-
many classes I want to
Corral,
take.
too.
I know. I sing and I take pictures and I write. So I would love to be involved. I'm working on it. I'm about to finish my education program. I'll be finished in December with my teaching license. So once I've got that done,
Well, and your grandma first, too.
yes,
Your weekends are spent with
got
your babies.
4 grandbabies.
Yeah.
4 grandbabies.
that.
So I just got the baseball and the t-ball, softball schedules. Yeah, there goes my
But-
fall.
We want you involved, but the support you give outside
Yeah.
of being involved, that's just as important.
Well, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
very
that. But I
welcome.
want to learn stuff.
right?
So, but, and we were just talking about Denise in the spinning and all those kinds of things, which is just so cool. And you still do that?
Oh yeah,
Of
definitely.
course.
No, there's more time for that.
Yeah, now you can do just more things.
Now she can make her tobacco twine bath mats. She's got a distributor that's got to
Okay.
come through. Oh, yeah.
Okay, what?
Yes.
What?
Yes. You're back.
Tobacco twine. Okay, pull that microphone to you and talk right in the front of it. If we can get you right in the front of it, you're a little bit, you've got just this lovely voice, but you're a little soft spoken. So you got to be right on that microphone. You do have a really
She could
good
do some
voice.
audibles in her retirement.
Yeah, you totally
Yeah,
could.
thank
Totally could. Totally could.
Tobacco twine.
Yes.
Well, this is what they formerly baled tobacco with in this county.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're moving away from that, and they're using wire now. And so my sources have kind of dried up a little bit. But what happened was I was in the co-op buying feed for my sheep years and years ago, and saw the cones of the twine.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, man, there's got to be another use for that. So I bought a cone and I started playing with it. And almost one of the perfect things for that is to make a bath mat out of it. It's crocheted, it's thick and chunky and really absorbent. It
Yeah.
washes good, it lasts forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been making those, and then dish drying mats too. I'll make out of that or trivets.
Oh, that
And
sounds
they're-
cool.
Yeah, and they're really pretty, and they're it's something that's like unique to our county.
Yeah, I love that. I kind of
Very
think I
neat.
want one. I have to give you a call and see about that because that sounds cool. And the color
you.
would be it'd be the kind of the twine color. It'd
Yeah,
be
it's ecru. Or,
yeah. I was trying to think of the right word. I knew y'all would come up with it for me, but that it would go with a natural look, and it would go with anything really.
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah.
And I combine other like strands of yarn with it. So
Oh, cool.
sometimes it's,
Got a
brown or
different-
gray or,
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I just love that you do that. And she was telling me
Thank you.
last time she was on here, and it's been a minute. They did a story on you at the connection,
They
and that's
sure
so
did.
cool.
Yeah,
I
I
love
know.
that. I love it when things like that happen.
Yeah,
So,
Candace Shea contacted
Mhm.
me, and she did that article, and it wound up on the front page.
I
And,
love it.
And that was my 15 minutes.
oh, that's so
Aw.
cool though. But well, that is so cool, and I'm just so glad you're back. And it's just a cool thing. Everything that you do at Willow Oak, and I don't think people really. So many people that are new to the area, this might be one of those things that they haven't discovered yet. But then I've also found out that when they're trying to decide where to move, and then they find out about Willow Oak, they're like, "Ooh, yeah, that's."
We hear that often.
Yeah,
We do hear that often.
I do hear that. I've heard that many times. That when they come to our community and they love it, and then they start digging into it, and then they find we have this amazing arts, facility, and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah," because they I mean, there's so many of us
Right.
that dabble in the arts, and if I'll be honest with you, if I could do artistic things and nothing else, that would really be very fulfilling for me. But I love teaching too, and I absolutely love what I do. But that's my passion,
Right.
really, truly.
Well, and
Is
your
any-
artistic passion, what you like to do, is totally different than somebody else likes to do.
Yes.
And we offer it all.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing.
That's the cool thing.
Right.
That's the cool thing. And I take your flyers to the school, and I'm across the
Thanks.
hall from one of the art teachers, which is just wonderful because I keep her supplied and all the little brochures and stuff.
And see, that's
You
a
know.
connection we want to make. We want to make more connections with the art teachers in the school.
Yeah.
The junior, senior, advanced art, the people who really have that passion because they're going to go to college, and whether they do art or not, they have the opportunity to continue to make money at Willow Oak teaching art, sharing art,
Yeah.
teaching these art camp classes, getting a taste of teaching by just assisting an instructor, all the things.
Well, and that's one thing, we're going back to school. Y'all had all your art camps this summer. Y'all stay so busy. Do you do anything like that through the school year, like after school? Y'all have after school programs and
Yeah.
things. Yeah, y'all have tons of stuff
Yes.
like that.
We do Wednesday after school programs. No, this is this is what she retired from, so I guess I will. I'm just kidding. We have the Wednesday after school programs. Actually, Casey is an art student at Clarksville at Austin P. She's in her senior
She'll be
year.
graduating in May.
So we'll be lucky to get to introduce her to everybody. But she's doing ceramics for everybody this year.
Oh,
so one of the
fun.
classes that after they're doing, I don't know, then she's going to take them and fire them, teach them about glazing. But then she's also going to offer that on Friday nights for people to come in and do it. And just from 7 to 9, 7 to 10, you just come in, you can mold a piece of pottery. She'll teach you about glazing, whether you want to make a mug or a bowl. I'm not sure if each one will be different, but I'm excited about that. So it's on Friday nights. You can just come in and take a pottery class.
And ceramics is so much more than what you think it is. It's such an artistic expression. One of my cousins that was extremely accomplished artist, she's passed away, was ceramics was her muse. And wow, I need to show you some pictures of her stuff. Oh, it's museum quality stuff. It's
That's awesome.
incredible. She's just from a very artistic family. I mean, her
awesome.
family's just that. And but yeah, people, when you hear ceramics, you can do anything.
Yes.
It's really cool stuff. That's cool. I love that.
We have some new, back to that art thing, we've got some new ceramic artists that'll be at Art in the Park, and they're sculpture artists.
Okay.
So those are connections we want to make because then we talk them into being part of the sculpture art around Robertson County. That's a goal.
That's cool.
That
That's
is a
cool.
goal.
And that's really kind of what my cousin did, was sculpture and figures and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I've got to find some pictures of that and show you.
Yeah, send them to me.
Yeah, that makes me really, just because I loved Bridget, and I kind of want to go, ooh, I'd love to kind of just do that, because I would see her stuff and I'm like, how did she do that?
Right.
I'm kind of flipping through here right now on her mom's page trying to find a few pics. But
And you can just see her studio and the music playing. You know how she did it because we've all kind of seen the movies.
yeah,
And then how many opportunities do you have to meet somebody that does that?
it really does that.
We need to
That's
make
cool.
that stuff live so people can experience that.
And that's one of the things too. Until she got sick, I didn't realize what she did. And then once she passed with cancer, and once she, once I realized what was going on with her, and then started really looking at her stuff, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is another talented one in the family, But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand it, but it is just an amazing art form, incredible,
Right.
Absolutely. But what else have you got going on? Talk to me. I'm sorry, I went down a
no,
rabbit hole
that's
for a
okay.
second. It just made me think about Bridget.
No, it all comes in together.
Yeah.
So we've been into the building for a year now, which has been
really.
It's been a year.
Man.
It's been over a year, hasn't
That's
it?
crazy.
It's been over a year. My celebrated 17 years. Willow Oak did in July.
17 years.
17 years.
Wow.
So now that we're really into the building, comfortable, got our way around things and scheduling, and we're really ready to share the facility with the community more. Open it up on Saturdays. It's in the works. That way we can just have art in every class. Imagine walking into Willow Oak on a Saturday and you get to pick from all the things going on.
Oh, that would be fun.
Like a pottery class or a mixed media class with Susan Ernst or a calligraphy class or...
I would love calligraphy. Because if you're trying to, write a special note for somebody, it would be so nice to have better handwriting.
Right.
We all need that. What's mixed media?
Mixed media is taking all the mediums and putting them together. So learning how to paint with collage, with colors, with scrapbook paper, with printmaking, dried flowers. You see a lot of art journaling, or you see a lot of, I know reels and TikToks are the thing. So when you see people putting all these different things together to create one piece, there's a certain way to do it.
Okay.
You layer it, you have fun, it's expressive. Use things that you have, use things that are special to you. It's a way to use.
That's very cool.
Yeah, photographs.
Okay.
We've got Susan Ernst, who does kind of an expressive art series. So if it goes from soul collage, this is kind of a mixed media workshop to introduce you to that. But that's something else we want to start doing, is taking classes like that and creating like healing arts classes.
That's
so
cool.
to really focus on bringing the people who need it the most, because it's one of the most valuable things about it, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
One of my things about the arts is it used to be something that we all did because we weren't distracted by our devices, and everybody studied art back, 100 years ago. You had artistic expression,
Right.
in everything. You learned an instrument, you learned to make things. Everybody had an artistic expression, and it's what we were created to be. And I think it's just such a shame when we don't tap into that.
Well, now the trend is to say that I don't have a creative bone in my body. So we have a whole jar of bones at Willow Oak now. For when people say that, we can hand them their creative bone.
Oh, that's funny. I
You get
love
bored
it.
and we just doodle on it, like the rice at the beach. That way you've got a little message.
That's hysterical. That is very cute. For
I
the
love
person who
it.
says that they don't have a creative bone in their body, no, guess what? You do.
And
Here you go.
everybody does.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
It's
And
and it just
bad
does.
art is good art. I want a wall at Willow Oak full of bad art. That way when people come in, they just feel welcome.
That's
You're not scared.
hysterical. That
Yes.
is so funny. We're talking with Lacie Beu and Denise Rostan Haley, and all about the things at Willow Oak. The big news, of course, we've got the Art in the Park coming up, just really about a month away, aren't we? When is?
Yeah,
it's-
we are a
it's
month
next-
away.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're a month
4
away
weeks.
from that art thing.
It's coming up. The art.
Yeah.
The Art in the Park thing, and I'm just so excited about it. And it's one of the coolest events. There's just wonderful vendors, and
It won't be as cool as when Woody and Jim were there, though.
Well,
I'm just kidding. It'll still be cool.
You do understand Woody and Jim are back on the air.
I do. I've been following that. And did they ever say what? I'm just kidding. We'll talk that later.
Oh, it's okay. What happened?
Yes.
Radio's brutal and
That-
cutthroat and cruel.
Right?
I mean, I love it. I'm here,
Yeah.
But that's just what happens. It's just part of, honestly, they had a longer run than anybody ever thought they would.
And they're
because-
still doing it.
Yeah, and now they're back on because the fact when you don't, that's just radio. I mean, they come in, a new owner comes in, like, we're gonna change directions, and then you're like, okay, see you later, guys. So when you don't end up having turnover, it's unusual, but that just kind of is a testimony to how wonderful they're just two of the nicest guys you'd
They
ever
have
want to
family
meet.
tradition, too.
They really are, and
Yeah.
they're just very kind, and they're very good, and they're very professional. And the fact that they lasted as long as they did is a testimony to who they are, and the fact that they're back on the air. There you go.
Right.
So, isn't that cool? But yeah, you could get them back.
Yeah.
You totally could get them back.
We may do that.
Yeah.
We have about 70 vendors.
Oh, cool.
We're still going through applications. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. Mr. Terry Martin's going to love it when I tell him I need more room, probably. He's seriously so fun to work with.
That's funny.
It is. I called him and I said, hey, I'm going to put bamboo in the ground. And he was like, you realize how invasive it is? But he still let us do it. So when you come to Art in the Park, you've got hundreds and hundreds of pendant banners everywhere. It's just colorful and fun. You've got art installations to walk through. Over 70 artists to meet. Some of them are working live. Miss Denise will be there spinning live.
I'll be demonstrating.
Oh, cool.
You've got painters and wood turners and all the things. And that's just the whole atmosphere. We've got some pretty awesome music. We're excited. We're really excited.
Do you want to? Are you gonna? So do you
I'm trying to
wanna
get a
talk about-
hot air balloon. That's my goal. I want some hot air balloons.
That'd be really cool. That would be a lot of fun.
Wouldn't that not be fun?
Yeah, well, we used to have a big event down in Nashville. No, they still do. I'm guessing the Balloon Classic, and that's what we called it back in the day. But that was our thing, is we had balloons everywhere.
Mr. Cherry Martin didn't know about that either. He just found that out.
Oh, that you wanted to have. We're talking
Hot
about,
air
we're talking
balloons.
about our
Yes,
our Parks and
and-
Recreation director, and so he's like, "What?"
Anything that we haven't seen in Robertson County that's creative or an
Yeah.
experience and an opportunity that I can get my hands on, I'm going to bring here.
Oh, I would love to see
yes.
hot air balloons. And talk to Bill Jones about. He has a fair story about a hot air balloon though that had a little mishap about 100 years ago though. But he has a
really?
fun story. Yeah,
I'm gonna ask
he told that Monday. We were talking about because the fair had just ended,
Yeah.
and so we got to talking about just reminiscences and
And he talks about a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
I consider that fate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep,
the
I
fact that
consider-
you bring it up, and
yep.
we just had this conversation, but that's a lot of fun. Those
Mm-hmm.
we did that for years with the radio station with hot air balloons.
Wouldn't that be
I
fun?
actually did traffic from a hot air balloon one time, and it went terribly wrong.
Oh no.
That's cool
well,
though.
well, because the whole idea was to because it was in the early days of cell phones, and I was gonna talk on the cell phone, and every time that we'd go to talk, it'd be like. They would do the pool thing, and you couldn't hear anything. And then we ended up flying, and we ended up kind of having to land on the off ramp of Donaldson Pike to I-40 out there by the airport because we were starting to go into airspace, and so they had to bring it down to keep it from going over by the airport. And we finally got back up. So we were the traffic jam. We were the traffic jam for a minute. So we get back up, and they ended up landing in the field behind the blind school because we were too close to the airport.
That is
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Oh, yeah. The Adventures of U-Turn LaVern.
I love it.
There you go. But yeah.
There's a story.
Oh,
That's a thing.
It's ridiculous. Some of the things that radio stunts. Yeah.
That sounds like your
Fun.
book.
Yeah.
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 Adventures of U-Turn LaVern.
You can come to
Yeah.
the Scribbler Society and talk about it. For a writers group, they're really loud.
Yeah.
I'll be in my office and they are just shooting ideas back and forth and
That's
stories.
hysterical.
Sometimes I have to shut my door. Just kidding. Go
Can I
ahead.
give you a little background on that?
Yeah.
Okay, once a month, the last Wednesday of the month from noon to 1:30. So it's a real short kind of thing. We have prompts, or people can read things that they're working on and so forth. And then the last part, we just kind of shoot ideas back and forth. And we're loud, we laugh.
That's
we're
fun. And it
very
happens
well-bonded
when?
the last Wednesday of each month.
Okay.
And the dates will be on the website and
Okay.
on social media. November and December will be a little different because of the holidays.
Sure.
But it's a fun group. September, we're closing in on 1 year regrouped. We
Okay.
regrouped it.
Well, see, I could do it in the summer, spring break, those kinds of things. When during school, I wouldn't be able to do it, but I would love to pop in. Is it one of those things I could just pop into? And
Oh, yeah.
do I need to call ahead?
Nope, just
or-
pop in.
No,
Okay.
there's no fee. There's no registering. You just come in.
Oh, see,
And you
I
know-
totally love that.
And you
That
know,
would be
there's
fun.
somebody out here with no creative bone who has always wanted to write a book.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I
One.
tell everybody, if you think that you've got something to write and share, please write it down for your family. If for no other reason, write it for your family so they know you.
Right.
You know, we had a little book. One of my great grandfathers wrote, and it was a collection of little poems and things, and he actually published it. I have the only copy of it, but it's just so cool to see that he had that same thing that I have. That I just want to just write things down and have it tangible for people to know me beyond once I'm
Right.
gone. And so I just think that's kind of cool. But they let me have that because I'm the only one that really writes in the family that talks about it. But everybody has a story to tell.
I can remember growing up, and my dad is not the arts person. He's the one that's so you're gonna work in arts for the rest of your life. So what you're gonna do. But I can remember growing up and him on the typewriter typing his stories. I realizing that he's being that arts person that he's
Yes,
the
he is.
critic of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that funny?
Yep. I loved
Yeah.
it. And the sound of the typewriter, like that's a sound I'll never forget. And it was a nostalgic art story.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
I love that. I tell you what, let's pause. Let me take a break. And as I take a break, I'm going to slide this over to you and let y'all see something that my cousin did. That's one of
Oh,
Bridget's.
so she was a
that's one-
painter too.
Yes, she
That's
was incredible.
beautiful.
Isn't that great? And that's just a tip. I mean, she's got so many things, but I found some of Bridget's work. But
That's
like I
beautiful.
said, that's ceramics, and people don't even realize that.
Right.
It's incredible what some of the stuff she did. But anyway, that's gonna be a great class to check out. Again, just for my cousin, I kind of want.
So we should curate an exhibition at Willow Oak for her.
Oh,
That's my dream.
I'll tell you.
Well, that's my other part. Oh, just
Well,
don't even.
Well, and I'll tell you, a lot of her stuff is in private hands.
That's where you get them from. It's easier to get them from private hands than it is private displays.
Well, seeing her
Private
mom is the
private
Elvis artist. If you ever go to Graceland, she's the one that does all the Elvis art.
Cool.
And she's got shirts with she's that person. Then her sister is what do you call it? I don't know. She dresses people like she's
She's
like
like
Reba,
costume designer.
stylist.
Yeah.
stylist. That's the word. Yeah, she's House of Harper. That's her sister. But that's
They
that
were just all
family.
born with it.
Oh my gosh! Well, there's several other
All of
siblings
you.
that do
Sounds
other
like it.
different things, but they're just extremely talented.
it.
But anyway, see, there's just all kinds of hidden art and all kinds of families, and it's wonderful and it's beautiful, and you need to express yourself.
And appreciate it before they're gone.
Yes, isn't that the truth? But anyway, I'm sorry, went down a rabbit hole as soon as you mentioned ceramics. I'm like, oh man. Let's talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty, my friends in the real estate community. And I've got a lot of friends in the real estate community, and that's one thing. When I talk to Barry and Rebecca, they say, remind people, we would love for them to use us. We specialize in Robertson County properties. They also buy and sell in the surrounding counties across the state line in Kentucky because they're originally from Kentucky, and they've got just a really diverse background that gives them just an understanding of so many things, questions that you need to know when it comes to looking at real estate. But they said, bottom line is get somebody that knows the area, that knows what they're talking about, and that can really help them make the right decisions when it comes to, is it time to downsize? A lot of people, they get older and they're like, man, do I really need all this property? My kids have moved away. Maybe I don't really need to have all this land. Maybe I need to do something different and get something that's a little bit easier to maintain. And then you get to that point where you need to try to make that decision. And talking to Barry and Rebecca, they can help you come to those decisions and a better understanding of what's going to work better for you. They are also expert Barry is an expert when it comes to marketing. He was a vice president of a media marketing company for 17 plus years in Nashville. And to have that expertise in marketing at the table when you're trying to sell property is incredible. It's priceless, really. So if you want a team like that, they live in Cross Plains. They're Cross Plainians. That's why I say they specialize in Robertson County properties. But again, buy and sell in the surrounding counties, across the state line in Kentucky. They're the whole package. He's the broker here in Springfield. She's an agent up in White House, has an agency office, and they combine those two to bring you a new branch in the Exit Tree. They are Exit Prime Realty. They were with the Garden Gate team for many years, but they're now Exit Prime Realty, and they would love to have you come and be a part of everything they're doing. If you have any questions, just reach out to them today. Best way to get them is to give Becky a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Always please let them know. Getting back to it, all things Willow.
Just letting me know.
Pulling up schedules and all these things.
So our website is down. So nobody freak out. This is the first time it's happened in 7 years. We just did some updating plugins.
Yeah.
When you update plugins and they don't match themes.
Yeah.
So, but you can still sign up for classes. We made a post. Just give us a call.
Okay.
We're constantly updating our Facebook. And then we can also post the links to what classes are there. But call us.
Okay.
We want to hear from people. And we know that it's working because our phone rang off the hook yesterday. Maybe I should just unplug our website every now and then so people do have to call us. See, we'll make communication happen.
I love it.
But we have some cool classes coming up. And these are fun. So we have a drawing class. 2 drawing classes happening. No, the graphites. We had a drawing class that was going to teach how to do like portraits. I lost it. Oh. So we have a drawing class coming up with instructor Amy Duncan. She's a local art teacher. Where does she teach?
I forgot.
I know that she just posted. She's been an art teacher for several years, maybe her 10th year. Mm-hmm. She's wonderful. She's young, and she's bringing in kind of just the basic art techniques up to advanced art techniques. Yeah. So we're ready for these art classes to kick off. If you've ever wanted to learn to draw, yes. If you've ever wanted to learn to draw, then this class starts on September 12th. Nope, next month. That's this month. We've got macrame coming up. We have
their Facebook page. You can go to their Facebook page.
Yeah. We have that mixed media class. We have drawing classes, watercolor classes, and leatherworking classes. Mm-hmm. This leatherworking is actually a holster class. He's going to help you create your own holster for your you-know-whats.
Okay. I
Yeah.
used to do leather work when I was a kiddo. It was when the days of Tandy Leather, and you did the little name bracelets, and I sold little name bracelets at school. That was in the
He's
70s.
teaching you how to do the braiding and all of the things
that's
with
cool.
it.
That's really cool.
Making purses, knife sheaths. Knife sheaths are so popular with the boys right now. They put
Okay.
them in their belt buckles. They're so stylish. They really are a wonderful gift. Imagine learning to make it yourself and then gift it. We've got macrame. These classes we are constantly ongoing to. We're so proud of these macrame classes. We have cut glass mosaics coming up. I know it's not there. Everybody wants glass classes, so let's start there. This is coming up in September.
Well, like stained glass and things like that. Yeah.
But this is taking the cut glass from the stained glass, say scraps or something. You're creating a mosaic from it.
Okay.
So
that's cool. Do you have a stained glass class?
I have an artist who's going to as soon as we figure out the ventilation, because anything with heat, we have to have a certain kind of ventilation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how stained glass is done.
Well,
I've
when
got
you've got
one of my kids that's really fascinated with stained glass, and he's interested in it.
Well, we have an artist who has agreed to do it. She owns the Shepherd's Glass House, and she'll be a vendor at Art in the Park. So it's lined up. It's just making sure that we can do it, and nobody, the fumes, the leading lead, all of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Oh, we've got afternoon arts, book arts, more macrame, soul collage, quilting, more sewing classes. Sewing classes are continuously going as well. We have a sewing instructor, and she calls every day making sure that somebody is signed up. She's so eager and excited to teach everything that she knows to these students.
That is fun. I'll tell you, I just found the QR code on your Facebook page, and it does go to the sign up.
Awesome.
So the QR code, if you go to their Facebook page and you want to find out more, because I was wondering if the QR code was going to work if your website's down, but it appears to.
So the QR code, it's going to take you to the website. It's going to link you back, but it's okay. The website
is it? Okay.
The website will be fixed in a minute.
Okay.
Our web girl knows what she's doing.
Okay. So very good.
Painting with color pencils, fun classes. So we're talking for all genres. We're going to reach out to these groups of church ladies who are together during the day. And what are they doing during the day? We want them to come to Willow Oak. We've got our retired group. You see, they can't get away from Willow Oak because we do offer classes during the day, not just the office time. And then all these holiday classes. I haven't even seen all these. These are fun. Quilted bowl cozies. Like, make your own little bowl cozy so you don't lose your soup.
Things. I got all mine from Miss Jane and Miss Amy over at Corbin, because Miss Jane makes all that stuff.
I love that
So
stuff.
I've bought a lot of stuff from Miss Jane. I've got a lot of that.
That's my favorite
those are
place.
Fun. Those are fun, and you need them when you're microwaving.
My mullet grasses are about to come out from Corbin Creek. See, rabbit hole.
I know.
These are so fun. But yes, our website will be up and going today. If you're interested, though, just give us a call.
Okay.
We've got all these fall classes. It's packed. And then we're going to have our concerts are coming. We're about to start those concert series again.
Give me some details about concerts. When are they going to happen tentatively, and how often? Because when I was talking about my student, where I took the video of him that we were sharing, with him being so crazy on the guitar, was at the Willow Oak Auditorium, because they did a little show. Weren't they fun?
That Chromium.
Yes. Well, see, they had, because it was one of the first bands that Mr. Perry's Music put together, because they'd bring the kids together and they'd form bands and let them play with their peers, and they came together and played music, but then a couple of them were going to college, so it was kind of like one of their last showcases that they could do.
It was so awesome.
So, yeah, but it's a fun little venue.
It is so fun.
About what does it seat if somebody
100?
So
100.
Can somebody lease it out?
Absolutely. I would love to talk more about that. So not even that. If you know of a musician, or you have a musician, or you have a contact of somebody who has a contact for a musician, the more concerts that we can have in there, the better. We know that that's a need. We've had 7 sold out concerts since we started doing it.
Oh, wow.
From the Motown to the Broadway, the Jazzy Christmas concert, the Cumberland Sliders, which were they're like the blue crust with the bass, the steel guitar, and the just wonderful. So fun. It gets a little loud. It can get a little loud, but I think that you get that, like, if you're used to going to concerts, that intimate feel of those rooms, because, it's not a 1,000 capacity venue, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And we really enjoyed it. It was a blast. It was just a really
The
fun
professional
night.
lighting and sound makes it. You really feel like, I know I tell this all the time, but I really want it to have that ramen, that mini ramen
Yeah.
feel. You've got the pew seating.
I think
But
you
yeah.
do. Yeah.
If he wanted to have a concert, he would just contact me and we would work it out. We'd put him on the schedule. We base tickets, and the money made from these concerts goes back to the musicians and then back into Willow Oak
Right.
so that we can put on the next concert.
Right.
Art in the Park is probably our next live music, but these musicians will also potentially be doing a concert. I meet with John Gower today. I'll go ahead and give that little piece. So he's excited. Hopefully another fun Christmas concert. That jazzy Christmas concert they did last year was amazing, and I don't know how we're going to top it, but we're going to try real hard. But listen to this. Vibraphone Jazz Trio is going to be at Art in the Park. And then Jules Belmont, here's the tagline they gave me. Travel somewhere between the instrumental hits of the 1950s, psychedelic rock, and earthy jazz.
Okay.
Setting the
Sounds
mood.
fun.
Setting the mood at that art thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the next concert will be October 5th. And I think it'll be a mixture of that rock and then that jazz and then that earthy feel. So it'll be a
Okay.
fun evening.
Oh, for sure.
We'll have food. This will be like a whole event. And that'll be October 5th. We'll get
Okay.
that out soon. Yeah, all the things.
All the things.
But, every other weekend, that venue is empty right now. So the more concerts we can get in there, we're going to send 100 letters out to famous musicians that everybody recognizes. Out of those, if we get 3, we'll be doing good, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want. We want to bring that entire Nashville experience right here in Robertson County. Parking's free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a little street parking, but good exercise is good for
It works.
everybody.
It
Oak
works.
Street hasn't been too mad at us yet, so we're working. It's great.
Yeah.
It gets packed there.
It does. When we were there, it was like, oh, okay. Well, and then the neighbors. I mean, if you lived in the neighborhood, you just walk up to the show.
I know,
That's,
right?
I go through there so often, and I'll see just families on the porch picking at the piano.
My favorite thing. I
Isn't
love
that just
it.
the
Yes.
neatest thing?
We're about to light the building up.
Yeah,
We got that grant from Experience Robertson County, so we get to light the building up. They have a marketing tourism grant, so we're kind of using annual drive traffic that's going, through Robertson County. We're not sure how much of it's commuting, but I'm about to find out. We're going to gather some data, but we're going to light the building up, make it look like, I don't know, just this colorful, vibrant, exciting place with the colors, the downlighting, bright banners, so that when you drive by, you have no choice but to say, what is going on there?
Yeah.
I want those Batman lights. That way, when there's a concert, you can see it from Greenbrier.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's all good stuff. And this is, I reminisce a lot of the times about when I first encountered Willow Oak. It was at an event that Penny Callis had set up for probably a Martha Song event where they raise money for cancer patients here in Robertson County. But they used to do the fashion show. And I went in there a couple of times and helped her host that. And that was the first time I met Musetta and all the things going on with Willow Oak. And I thought, oh, that's such a cool idea. But it's been back in the beginning.
And Miss Penny Callis is still a huge supporter. That's the thing. Once you get involved with Willow Oak, there's so much to keep you there. Just ask Denise.
You have to. How did you first get involved with Willow Oak, Denise?
Well, it was a friend told me about it, and she had my art in mind, my fiber art.
Mm-hmm.
And then my daughter joined the choir, the children's choir, and then I started teaching fiber classes. So I was
Okay.
teaching spinning and knitting, and it just kind of evolved. And then I spent a couple of years on the board. I was invited to be on the board of directors and resigned to take the program coordinator's position.
Okay.
And then fast forward about 7.5 years later, then
There you go.
yeah, there you go.
I love it. I love it. But I always like to see how people get into what they're doing, because there's usually you just those little connections. That's why you need to talk about it, because you never know. There may be somebody that really needs this, and it's just exactly what they're looking for, and you can point them to it. So very cool, very cool. But Art in the Park's coming up. What's the date on that again? Let's
April
reiterate that.
April? What am I talking
Ha,
about?
ha, ha.
April 5th is the gala.
Yeah.
We've got that
There you
date.
go. Oh, you already got that. This is a September date.
September 21st. Art in the Park is always the third Saturday in the month.
Okay.
The city keeps that park completely open. Calendars haven't even opened, and they've already called us and said, next year's date, go ahead and give us all the dates. So,
Okay.
again, I know I always brag on the city, but I really love working with our city. They're so good to us. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can go ahead and come early, just like the mall, because they will be set up. They'll be set up by 9 o'clock, and they're eager and they're ready. We've got some wonderful beverage vendors and food vendors. We've got, like I said, 75 booths. We've got body painting and face painting. We have, other activities and stuff that we're going to do. A few surprises. It's going to be extra colorful this year. But we're hoping to have about 5 to 6,000. My goal is 6,000 people. It's been heavily marketed for the artists. Early Christmas shopping, free art projects for the kids. Rain or shine. If it rains, then we're going to have ponchos, and we're still going to make it a fun day because these artists are working so hard. Yeah. They're posting every day on their social media the stuff that they're going to have, and I'm so excited. I pretty much spend my entire check that day. I love it. It's so fun.
It's Christmas shopping, too.
It is Christmas shopping.
You really,
it is.
We're already, I know it's still August, but I've already got my things for, you have to very early, with the big family, I have to get, okay, I want y'all here. This is when we're going to celebrate Christmas. This is what we're doing for Thanksgiving. You have to get those dates out there. So we're already in that holiday planning mode. Right. And if you don't get your Christmas shopping done early, you're going to just be frazzled. So that is one thing. When I've gone, I've always bought Christmas gifts.
It's awesome.
Always picked up Christmas.
We have artists coming from Knoxville, North Carolina, Red Bowling Springs, Georgia. So we are regional now, and that's exciting. So these artists you're going to meet are loading up and coming, and they're spending their time and their money here to be here. So the more we all show up to support. But the tourism, the people that come from all over to Art in the Park too, because we collect zip codes when they first come. It's crazy. We've got them from all over the United States.
When did y'all start the Art in the Park?
This is the 14th year.
14th year.
Jay Swafford handled it for the first 10, and he was ready to kind of retire, and he handed me the torch, and I was ready. So this is my 4th year directing it, and
It's a great event. It's a great event. I love it. It's so much fun.
So many relationships are made with these artists. I love spoiling them.
There better believe Lee Marie sending me some messages. She had a Christian screenwriter on yesterday. So there's another writer and that's now living in Springfield. I'm like, well, we need to learn more about
That's
her.
awesome.
I'll have to go back and listen to that show. But I met her when she was coming in yesterday, and I didn't get to listen to the show because I had to go to school. But she's a screenwriter. That's really cool. That's something
cool.
I would love to learn more about. Do y'all have any classes like that for screenwriting? I have a play in my head. Okay, I have a play.
Have you talked to the Robertson County Players? Of course.
I've mentioned to Danny that I've got a original play that but I don't even know how to begin to write a play. I can write. I've written little books and little stories and short stories, but writing a play is a different thing. It's so funny. I had a student last year, and he's graduated, and he loves to write that type of thing. And he showed me a couple of things he uses as a website that helps you do that. And I kind of touched it, but I never really got to dig into it. But he's not in my class anymore. Oh. So he was helping me a little bit, and he was doing some really cool stuff. Jacob Ballas, I'm calling you out, but miss that kid. But people can teach you things from all. Young kids, they learn stuff at a phenomenal rate because if they're curious about it, they Google it and they dig into it, and it's just so fun to watch that just kind of.
There's so much instruction online too.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what works online is when you're teaching something. We have a theater department now. Miss Karen, she's teaching at a school right now, so we're not sure when we're going to have the next theater program, but we do have those connections. And creating those connections, the Robertson County Players are going to have rehearsals for their next play in September. I think September 4th and 5th at Willow Oak. So they're always around. Miss Laura Zimmer is our contact for Robertson County Players, so those connections can be made.
Yeah, I saw Musetta the most recently at Gypsy. She was there because one of our students, Tyler, was in the play, and she was at the end of it. She's like, "You need to be in the chorus with us."
Yeah,
she was recruiting,
always recruiting.
Yeah,
we're
it was funny.
Yeah,
but I mean, I love to see all these things just kind of interwoven and all these connections.
We're so lucky in our community.
We really are. So now we got this Christian screenwriter. I'd love to talk to her and just kind of pick her brain. And real quick too, Lee Marie asked me to mention that they're doing a sock hop at Murph's Country Music Barn in Cedar Hill this Saturday. And she was all done up in her little sock hop outfit yesterday. And she teaches dance and all those things. And so that'll be a lot of fun up at Murph's this Saturday. So y'all go out and see them. That'll be a good time. What else have you got for us? Let me go ahead and do my break. Let me go ahead and do my last break. And y'all go ahead and kind of rethink what you want to do because it's already almost 10 till. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Goes like that.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's talk about Veterans Motorplex. If you just haven't been to the races, please get to the races before the season's over. You've got through the end of October. They'll be racing. They got some fun stuff happening out there this weekend. They have got a doubleheader. It is going to be the Bandoleros and the Legends. And if you go to their Facebook page, which is Highland Rim Speedway, that's a historic Highland Rim Speedway, is now Veterans Motorplex. They just changed their banner too. It looks great. But you'll see images of what the Bandoleros and the Legends look like. And oh my goodness, it looks really cool. That is going to be a fun time seeing that race. But that's a doubleheader this weekend, guys. If you want to find out all the things happening at Veterans Motorplex, follow them at Highland Rim Speedway, and you'll see everything that's happened. If there happens to be a rain delay, any kind of special feature or thing that they might be doing, you'll find out about it there. But this is going to be a fun weekend. Again, a doubleheader, the Bandoleros and the Legends at Veterans Motorplex. They always have that family ticket. It's a $40 ticket that can get up to 6 kids and 2 adults in for one price. Got a great concession stand. It's a quarter-mile high-banked asphalt bull ring. So much fun. You're going to have a blast. You didn't think you liked the races? Well, you just need to go because you will. It is exciting. It's fun. And it's right here in the heart of Robertson County. One of the best-kept secrets, really, for the newbies is we've got this great racetrack, and you will have an absolute blast on Saturday nights through October. Follow them at Highland Rim Speedway so you stay up to date on all the things going on in case there's a rain delay, anything like that, or if they have to reschedule. But you can find out all the details at Highland Rim Speedway, or you can give Jerry a call, 615-430-3135, 615-430-3135. Always please let them know that you Okay, guys. What else do we got to talk about?
Well, let's talk about the people who are making artwork happen this year.
That would be wonderful. The sponsors. Let's go.
Let's go. We got Drawn Brothers Management. This is the first sponsor this is a big sponsor. This is helping us sponsor our music and some of the events. And also that sponsorship will go towards that October 5th concert as well. So we're super thankful for that sponsorship.
And that was who?
Drawn Brothers Management, LLC.
Okay, cool.
United Community Bank, of course. We not only have United Community as a sponsor, we also have Mr. Jake Parton on our board of directors.
Okay.
So awesome. Miss Renee Harrington, she's one of those, if you ask, you shall receive people. She is one of my favorite people. She's a realtor. She's wonderful. About 4 years ago, pre-COVID, I wanted to do a mural, create a certain kind of pour.
Uh-huh.
She seriously said, well, you've got the side of the Focus building. Just go for it. She was just going to let me have a wall. Then I freaked myself out because then it had to be perfect.
Yeah.
Never have that opportunity to create something.
Come on, let's do it.
She was like, here you go. This is the way. But there's a certain way. South Central Growers. They have been a sponsor. They're another ask and you shall receive. But the amount of support they give the entire community, I've noticed every event they hold is in support of something else, of another organization in our
They're amazing.
county. They really are.
Just an amazing organization.
I have to tell a little story about them. They were a big sponsor. They've been a big sponsor for Willow Oak, and we're so thankful for them. But they came to say hi they came to just do a Christmas event that we had, paint and ornament, but never even said hi or anything. Came and enjoyed, looked around, and then we didn't even realize they were there, and then they were gone. But they let us know how much fun they had, and I love that. Robertson County Economic Development Board, their grant opportunities for our community for events and marketing and infrastructure are wonderful. We're thankful for them. Parks and Recreation, everybody knows they're seriously my favorite people to work with. And Gateway Printing, all your printing needs, and they're wonderful. Miss Teresa will give you the best conversation while you're there.
Yes, and I'm making notes because these are all people I need to have on as guests.
Oh, absolutely.
In all the years I've done
Gateway
this show,
STEM, have you had Gateway STEM on?
That's the ones that do all the space stuff.
Yeah.
See, now my kid is friends with them because the one that works down in Huntsville that builds drones and stuff down there, that's the electrical engineer, he went in there for I guess it was Experience Robertson County. Is Experience Robertson County, is what we call it, right? Yeah. Jordan will kill me. But Experience Robertson County, I think they were on, and I told him, I said, you've got to go there. And so him and his dad went, and so they just talked forever. because he's got all the.
He's so neat. The artifacts and everything.
Oh, yeah. He's like, Mother, you have no idea what he has. I'm like, oh, yes, I do. I've heard. But
remember when we
I gotta have them on. Yeah.
Yeah. When we were kids, remember, everybody wanted to go to space camp. He's literally making that happen for our kids right here in this community, which is so cool.
I love that. Yeah. I'm just making all these notes. I'm like, I gotta have these guests on. Yeah.
Well, just holler at me. I'll help you.
Thank you very much. You got these contacts.
I'll just talk. So I have some powers of persuasion, I think. I do.
Okay. We'll do it, babe.
These sponsors, we have these concerts. We can host these events. We can do these outreach programs because of our sponsors. But there's more ways to support Willow Oak than just sponsorships. Memberships, sharing the word, signing up for our emails, referring us to the artists that you know, because these artists become vendors, then they become instructors. We can exhibit on the walls of our local artists. Those are all the things we want to do. We do want to curate shows that pull people in. I'd love to have a Tobacco Barn show. Things that are necessarily not, you don't have to want to learn to draw to want to come with your family and see the show of our community, of our heritage.
Well, and you mean Tobacco Barn show, like just
the photography, paintings, everything.
All of it. That's something that's iconic to this community.
The smoking barns that are.
Oh yeah. I love it. I've got so many images of smoking barns because they're just cool.
They are.
Probably one of my favorites is the one that's there. Is it State Farm? I guess across the street from Ace Hardware. If you just walk in, they had one that was just beautiful.
Yeah.
You walk in. There's a lot of great art around the smoking barns. At least I think that's where I saw it. I can't remember, but that would be a really good exhibit, especially for this area for people. I'll never forget it when I had my friends from Ukraine here, and it was right before the war started, and they were here, and we were trying to find the smoking barns because I was trying to explain to them what it was. They were just like, what? But it was so cool. But it's just iconic for this area.
One of our board of directors, Lisa and Patrice, they went on a smoking barn tour. Somebody actually took them on a tour and their family to go see these barns and see how it works, which I thought that was really neat too.
I think that's really a great idea.
We've created a membership program, and this is another way to support Willow Oak through, if you can't make time for that. That way you can be invited to take a class, because that is an investment in time. Yeah. A lot of us just don't have it. But when you do, come see us. But you get to have special events. We'll have special events. We'll have like one event where you can get a little sampling of everything. But it's just a special way to support Willow Oak and also stay in the loop. You can find more information about that whenever this website girl gets her stuff together and gets it back online.
Yeah. It'll be fine. But we're talking about all things Willow Oak, all the wonderful classes. Of course, Art in the Park is the big focus, and maybe even get you come in before it happens. I know you're going to get busy, but we only got 4 weeks. Do you want to come back in before it happens?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll take another hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get you back in here, and you can kind of unpack a little bit more about some of the artists and the different, or the music.
We've still got applications coming in, so I could really hammer down on the ones.
What do you think would be the max of vendors out there? Because you say you got 70-something right now.
I did a survey last year and asked the artists, and they begged me not to make it a 2-day festival. But if we keep on, I think I could have artists on a Saturday and then a whole different slew of artists on a Sunday.
Oh, really?
I really think we could. And as long as the crowds keep growing.
Yeah.
We had probably 4,500 people last year.
Oh, wow.
So
that's
a lot of fun.
That is wonderful. 4,500. That's great. And it's a beautiful, if you've never been to Travis Price, newbies, we've got so many new folks in town.
Right.
That you just want to keep saying, you need to go.
The park is beautiful.
It is a beautiful park. Absolutely gorgeous park. And the way y'all set it up, it's just like a little trail. It's just wonderful.
We're going to keep making it colorful because, bringing kids, that color we see, they just love it. It's a lot of fun. We'll have a candlelight Christmas concert in December, just all the things. And one thing I really want people to start doing is letting us know what they want, because what I want is different than what somebody else in Robertson County wants. But I want them to feel confident in Willow Oak that if you want it, I guarantee we can make it happen. Yeah, so we just need to know what they want.
I love it.
Yeah.
You got any thoughts, Denise, before we finish up here? We got a couple of minutes. What's on your mind?
Yeah, creativity. People say they don't have a creative bone in their body and so forth, but when you stop and you think about it, everything that you do to problem solve, that's using your creativity. And so if you think you don't have it, you do. Everyone possesses that, and it's easy enough to cultivate it. But if you come to us, then you'll find out really how to cultivate it.
Yeah, we're pretty much your cheerleaders when you're there.
I love it.
Yeah, because we're our own worst critic. It can be one place where you can make bad art, or you can be really proud of something you learned.
Mm-hmm.
Not even realize you were so good at it.
Well, see, and it's just like all the things that I need instruction on, because we've got a couple of barns we're going to do murals on in our place. Because as I'm trying to turn my place into more about photography,
Right.
I've got some really cool spaces to do some mural art, and I'm like, I know what I want to do, but I just can't get it together. I've even had a couple of artists kind of try to help me put it into
I have an
reality, and it's got too much. It needs to be a little more.
I have an idea
simplistic.
for you. I know we're about to run out of time. So I've always wanted, this is what I wanted to do. When it comes down to actually doing it, though, that kind of goes back to what I was talking about, Renee. It's hard because then it's there, it's permanent. So then you second guess everything you thought.
Yeah.
But like flowers and greenery and trees, but in real measurements. That way, as you take your family's pictures, you watch them grow in a beautiful mural. So then, like, as looking at the picture, you see the rulers, but it's beautiful and whimsical and fun.
So here's what I want to do. I want a mural. That's exactly what I'm talking about, but I want it of Tennessee wildflowers.
Yes.
But trying to get that, because for me to do a mural, we did one at our school, just a big bobcat head and all that. And we just projected it.
Yeah.
And we did it. And so I can do that on my barn, but trying to get the lines to where I can transfer them from a projection to where I can actually do it is the thing. But that's what my goal is. I've got this whole wall, and I want it to be Tennessee wildflowers.
I'll tell you, my favorite graffiti artist uses stencils. You can create the projection from, say, rolls of paper like you have at the school. You cut it out from there. You create a stencil, and then that's your base.
Okay.
And then you just paint it on white. So then you create your lines around that.
Well, see, that's the thing, because I can do a lot of things myself, but to do something that large, I'm going to have to do some projection or something. And then I have on one end of my milk barn, I have a book called Don't Forget the Daffodils, because I've got a lot of written stuff. And so I want to do the end of my milk barn, I want daffodils. I want just like this huge, massive daffodil thing. And to tie into the Don't Forget the Daffodils. I'm trying to refigure how to present the things I've written and the things I do and tie them into, because I've got so much stuff that I've got created that I don't know what to do with.
Right.
So I'm just trying to figure out how to tie it all together. So those are some things I'm working on.
I love it.
Can you help? Can y'all help? You think?
I don't see why not.
Oh, y'all are great. But see, I can just come in and talk to y'all and say, here's what I need. What do y'all recommend?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I need to learn to really, get some stuff on this wall, because I can paint a little, but I need some help. So anyway, see, that's just
Paint
all the
party.
things.
Paint party.
For sure. Anything as we head out? We've got any other parting thoughts?
Just come see us.
Come see us. Give me the hours. Tell them where you're located. So do the hours, location, location, and also the date again of the art in the park. That park thing.
We're open at Willow Oak from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 9:15 if I open. Our phone number is 615-380-8071. We're on the corner of 5th and Oak at 301 5th Avenue West in Springfield. Come see us. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to miss us. Everybody be looking forward to that. As you drive by, say, I can't wait to see what she's actually going to do with this place. And then Art in the Park, September 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., J. Travis Price Park in Springfield.
Give that phone number one more time.
615-380-8071.
Gotta always do it twice on radio.
I love it.
Thank you, Lacie. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Denise.
Thank you.
Willow Oak, all things art here in Robeson County. Oh my goodness, it's a good thing. Thank you for joining us, you guys. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless.
Well, the sun's gonna come up in the morning, and the joy of the Lord's gonna rise.